What is going on, guys? This is Game with Lonzo Nation. Going to be talking about NBA 2K23, what they could have done better in this game, and NBA 2K24. So first things first is the paint defense. I don't know if they cared the slashing or if they said screw paint defense, but the paint defense in 2K23 was absolutely horrendous. Was this game worse than 2K18? In my opinion, no. Definitely could have done a lot of things better in this game, though. And paint defense is number one to me. I mean, it's tough to get stops. Limitless takeoffs overpowered. Posterizers overpowered. Pretty much they make it where everybody can have a balanced build, so anybody can really run in there and get contacts unless you're just somebody who don't like to attack the paint. It's got to be balanced. It's just got to be because it can't be just everybody rim run. And I like to rim run. I do. I'm a slashing PG. I run to the paint a lot. But when dudes are running in there making 60% contests and 70% contests or getting bailed out with fouls every time, there's a problem. Because if I'm in a competitive game and we're at the final possession and the center's in perfect position to block the shot and they call a foul or they give them some ridiculous animation, which I've seen happen before, that's just nonsense. And 2K is always going to have nonsense in their games. I'm not saying they won't, but the paint defense has just got to be better. Ever since they put Zion on the cover of the game, they've just carried the slashers. They've made everybody look like they're D-Rose in their prime in these games, and they're just not. It's really no skill gap to slashing. I mean, you could be some bum just turbo into the paint, and you'll pretty much make about 85% of your shot attempts in the paint. So they just really got to do a better job with that. Give rim protectors just a little bit more love. I'm not saying give it where they're, blocking every single shot like Rudy Gobert, but just a little bit of balance from 2K would be nice. The shot timing. Now I get it. When you play Park, when you play Pro-Am, Rec, Theater, Play Now Online, Park events, it's going to be different timing because it's different difficulties in those modes. So I get that part of it. I do. But I've seen a lot of the 2K community complain about this, and I'm in that boat with them. It feels like every time you shoot, it's a different shot form. Sometimes my shot's quick, sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's like very delayed. There's a lot of delay in this 2K, which really makes it tough to shoot in this game as well. So I'm all for a skill gap. I don't think they should bring back where everybody's hitting whites, and if you have a 95 and up, you should pretty much make everything like your Curry. I don't agree with that. I think there needs to be a skill gap where you need to know your shot to make it. But the release form changing constantly is very annoying. I think it's really unnecessary. And hopefully something 2K considers fixing. Not sure if they will. Seen a lot of complaints about it. I think the rumor is if you put it on very late, you can make more because you have more time to see your shot release. So if you guys haven't tried that yet, try it out. It's pretty late in the year though, so there probably ain't no point really caring anymore. But just for anybody who still plays the game, wonders why it's always changing, try very late. Either late or very late. But that really messed me up this year. This is probably my worst shooting 2K because I feel like my shot is always changing timing and my release form is slower and then sometimes it's quicker and then if there's a delay in the game you're even 10 times slower so you don't even know what the hell to shoot in this game and it's not the biggest thing in the world but it is very annoying. I rather have them fix the paint defense instead of the shot form timing and everything but as long as they fix some of this stuff I'll be happy. The crowds. Really, for me, for a few years now, I really complained. I know it's a little thing. Some players don't really care about the crowds. I can get that. I mean, but if I'm in an intense pro-am or rec game or whatever, the crowd should be into it. They should be making some noise. It should be the crowd standing. It makes you feel like you're in a game 7 of an NBA Finals. If you're in a pro-am game and it's 65-65 with 2 minutes to go, the crowd should be up cheering for the home team and booing when the other team makes a bucket or whatever. Like, just make it feel like we're, in an intense game. The crowd doesn't really react to anything. They're just always just sitting there or just imaginary clapping. You can't even hear them clapping, or they sometimes make noise when it's not even like at a good moment. Because I play now online, and I'll go make an intense bucket to get us the lead with under a minute, and the crowd won't even say nothing. It's like the crowd's not even there in the building. It's just weird how they do the crowd. They probably won't do nothing about it, but that's just something for me. I think should be a little bit better, especially for intense games. It just brings out the intensity a little bit more in the game. This is something 2K is probably not going to fix considering all the casuals who play this game, but make it less money to make builds. It didn't used to be like this a few years ago. I get it. 2K wants to make their money with my player builds and my team, but man, can they not make it almost $150 to max a build $200? I mean, that's just ridiculous. Like, think about it. If you're a person who has kids, you work, you maybe only have an hour or two to play a day, unless you spend $200, you're not going to be able to ever really play online and compete with other people. Plus, you got to get your badges from my career. All that's just too much, and I think that's why a lot of the 2K community left, because there's just not a lot of time to play this game. You got to put hours in the career. You got to put almost $200 into your build. It's just unnecessary, and especially I ain't putting a bunch of money into a game I ain't doing nothing with anyways. And I see dudes putting $2,000, $3,000 in this game just to sit in the wreck all year. That to me is a waste of money anyways. But especially for dudes or women who don't have time to play this game a lot, 2K is a struggle. I mean, imagine you're, not very wealthy. You start playing 2K. You don't have a lot of money to spend on the game. You'll pretty much spend half the year in my career because they barely give you any VC unless you run around the neighborhood and do all these unnecessary quests. And the neighborhood starts lagging, so you have to restart your app every 10 minutes. And that's my next thing, really, that leads into my next thing, is the neighborhood. I get it. It's next gen. You can expand the world. You can have more shit in the, in the world you're in. But do we really need to travel all over the city to go buy a shirt? Why can't it be like it was a few years ago, where you can just go to the options menu, hit stores, go look at everything? I shouldn't have to ride around the whole city to go buy a pair of Kobe's. I mean, that's just nonsense to me. I mean, the neighborhood's an okay idea. I like the parks and how it's organized in the neighborhood. I'm not saying it's a completely bad idea. I think they just need to remove some of it out of there. Like, keep the rec center, keep the pro-am arenas next to it, keep the parks. Just get rid of all this unnecessary shit where you have to ride around the city in. It's just unnecessary to me. And maybe that's just me. Some players like the neighborhood. It's cool. But, for my career, and you're trying to get your build done quick, and you have to do these quests to advance into my career, and you don't hardly get shit for these quests to begin with, it's just annoying. I mean, you have to ride around the whole entire city to get one quest done just to load in your next My Career game. Like, that's just unnecessary stuff. And, they're probably going to keep the neighborhood. I think they did confirm it's going to stay in the game. So, I mean, it is what it is. But it is very annoying having to do all that just to load into a My Career game. But, I mean, 2K, listen, they're going to make their money. They do the same thing with WWE 2K, where you have to spend money to unlock all the people in the accelerator. Unless you buy the accelerator, you won't unlock any of these people. So they're like that on all their games. It ain't just NBA. For all you NBA 2K players who don't play WWE, they're the same way with that game. It's all about money. And at the end of the day, that's what a company should do, want to make money. But man, $200, $150 for a build is insane. And they really need to do better with that. Especially when you already have to grind your badges and do all this other shit just to play. It's just so much of a grind just to get ready to play online, and it really needs to be less of that. Really, the final thing for me is really what people do on the game. I mean, 2K24 is going to be as fun as people make this game. Will it be trash? We don't know. It might be worse than 2K23. We don't know what this game is going to be. But I see a lot of players this year saying, oh, 2K is boring. There's nothing to do. The game's trash. Listen, I get it. A lot of people like Rec. I'm not hating on Rec. I play it sometimes with my boys. I'm not hating on it. Trust me. But that shouldn't be the only thing you play the whole entire year of 2K. I mean, I see dudes get on every time they're online. It's only the Rec. They don't get in the park. They don't get in the theater. They don't get in the Pro-Am. They don't get in Play Now. Play Now is not for everybody, obviously, but like, they just don't play any other modes. And I mean, you're going to burn yourself out just playing the same mode. And you're barely facing any good teams in that mode to begin with. I mean, Rec's pretty much 85 to 80% bots. If you have a good squad who all know what they're doing, who all rotate on defense, who all do what they need to do, I mean, is it really that difficult to win in the rec? And I know my squad struggled this year. I'm not even saying we are pro am gods and all this other shit. I'm not even saying that. But if you're surrounded by the right squad and you're dominating or whatever, gotta get in the pro am. That's where you're gonna get your name out there. That's where you're gonna, face some competition. You can make some money potentially on wagers, stuff like that. Playing rec the whole year is not gonna get you anywhere in that game. It's just not. And again, not hating on rec. I like rec occasionally. I can't play it all day, but I mean, I'll play it. But I like to, especially as a content creator, expand my variety. Play park, play theater, play 3v3 pro am, 5v5 pro am. There's just only so much you can do in the rec. And for me personally, playing this game for 10 plus years, really for me, there's more to that game than just rec. I mean, I just feel like you're wasting your year away when you just play that. But really, for me, that's all the things I really think that's major fixes for 2K24. I almost said 2K18. But really, for me, that's all the main things I think they need to fix. There might be some other things as well. Maybe add more to the game modes. Maybe make rec a little bit better. I mean, they've added some different uniforms and stuff. Maybe change up the course a little bit. Pro Am, I think's fine how it is. You get to edit it and everything. Park. I mean, I like how they do park. I mean, they got events and everything going on. It's fine how it is. Theater could be a little bit better servers in the theater. I feel like it's sometimes delayed in there. But I do like how they change it every week. I mean, it's different modes you can play, especially you don't have a squad or whatever. Just three of y'all or even two of y'all. They have twos in there sometimes. Just something else to play. But I mean, 2K is only going to be as good as you make it. If you just sit in the rec all year, it's just going to be just like real life with the years. It's just going to be a different number on the 2K cover, and it's going to be the same shit that happened with this game. It's going to be dead in 2-3 months, and everybody's going to say 2K sucks and all this other stuff. Just got to try to make the best out of a game. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Some might not like this game in general. We'll see how it goes. I think 2K, I think they will put a lot of work into this game in the beginning. Probably 3-4 months in, they'll stop caring about it. But hopefully they fix a lot of the things that were a problem in 2K23, because 2K23 wasn't a terrible game. Definitely wasn't the best, but it wasn't a terrible game. But definitely could use a lot of stuff improved in it. And I think they'll fix a lot of the stuff. Who knows if they'll keep it like that, like I said, because the updates. But before I wrap this video up, just want to shout out some of my boys who I run 2K with. Hopefully some of y'all come back. There's been dudes offline for a month, 10 months. I'm always down to run. Hopefully some of y'all come back, man, because, we've been missing a lot of the OG squad. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts below. What do you think of 2K23? What do you think they need to do better in 2K24? And what is the worst 2K for you? So I appreciate you guys watching. See you guys next time.